Oh, nice. Good people.
Well, we see Olivia come back.
Huh?
Hangs out with her a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
We're still around the corner. So, yeah. Karen,
Is that? Mm-hmm.
probably daughter doing softball. Clinic? She's 12 now.
She's we put her in a club.
Okay. What cup? Where's that out?
Very, but they also are like they have places more bolted.
Okay.
Like
You did it. You did it. I did it. Good.
Morning.
Morning.
well,
Oh, yeah.
Find it here on your computer. No?
Can you guys hear me?
We just check the speaker here again. Mhm. Hello.
Hello.
we can hear you, but it's
We can hear you. I think we have the same situation as last time with the audio setting.
Oh, okay.
So, but we can hear you, Allison.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Let me
Brian
just turn
should
it up
be-
a little here.
Okay. All right, so you guys are on your laptop this time?
yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's just,
Why am on that?
no. I don't think so. Do you think?
Yeah.
That's at 100,
How's this volume?
right? Okay.
All right, you ready? I'd like to call to order the January 8th, 2026 meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners. I'm Rob Levesque, here with the board.
Said Carol, remember?
We need to approve the meeting minutes for 12/4/2025. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion to approve the meetings of December 4th.
All those in favor?
Second. Yes.
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 All right, is there anybody online that would like to speak for public comment? Any hands raised or just here to observe?
Kathy or Bob?
Just observing.
Just observing.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so Allison and Ryan, we'll turn it over to you for the survey and the master plan update.
Good time.
Hi, Bob.
Marion.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I just hopped on. Bob, I don't know if maybe this was just a me problem, but that meeting link was not working from the notice you guys sent us yesterday. So I had to end up signing in via the app and putting the meeting ID. Ali, did that work for you?
I have to enter it on the web.
Okay, so you had to go the same way.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if
The
that
meeting link I emailed you last night didn't work?
Rob had sent us one at 1:15, which I assumed was from the same.
Yeah,
Should have been the
it
same.
should have been the same, yeah.
And so, but when I click on that link, I couldn't get to this meeting. It wouldn't let me in. So we had to go through the app and put in the meeting ID and the PIN passcode. And so I know this is public. And so I wanted to make sure you guys knew that that was a technical difficulty that might be happening for others.
No, it's good to know.
Okay. So I assume you guys got through the other portions. I know I'm late, got through the other portions and you were asking for an update, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay. So the last time we met the board, we had reviewed a draft survey. We had gotten some final comments from the board and we had sent it for it to be published to the public. In the process of publishing it to the public, we found that there was an issue with its formatting on some of the mobile devices. Looked fine on a web-based design. If your mobile device was set for desktop view, it looked okay, but when it was on the mobile view, the matrices became pretty difficult to work with and had a visual that we thought would cause issues with folks taking the survey, and we didn't want to run the chance of not getting good results back. So we went back to the drawing board with Rob, and we actually created a new survey through a different app. The previous survey was done through Survey 123, which is a Esri program that works with GIS. We switched the survey over to Survey 123, and now we find, while it doesn't appear the same from a desktop view to a mobile app, the visual for both desktop and mobile are much more user-friendly in this particular app for this particular survey. And so basically what we've done is recreate the survey that we had previously had approved by the board through Survey 123, and wanted to just quick take a look at it in Survey Monkey with you, so that we get final okay to get that published to the public. Also, Rob has asked me to kind of go through where we are schedule-wise. Originally, we had planned to have this master plan done somewhere along this time. After we'd gotten into our initial investigation phase, we realized that it may be more useful to kind of slow down the master plan a little bit while we wait for some additional information. I think we talked at this last board meeting. And so at some point, we'll bring up a schedule and kind of walk through, we'll bring up the old schedule and walk through a new schedule so that we can lay out to the board what we think the new schedule looks like, and then get some feedback from the board on whether that's appropriate. Other things we've been working on is we had started reaching out to coaches around the holiday season or just before the holiday season, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Our return was not great prior to Christmas. We started getting some phone calls back after the Christmas season was over. So we're going to re-engage in that process now and start talking to more of the coaches from the different leagues. Does the board have any questions, or do we feel it's appropriate to hop in and look at the survey real quick? Or Rob, is there anything you wanted us to touch on that I forgot to touch on?
So with your new schedule, will you review that like the next meeting that we have? Like, what's your plan to review like the amended schedule?
I would like to look at the survey first, make sure we're good there, and then I was going to bring the old schedule up in front of the board. We'll share screens right now, and
right, cool.
We're going to edit it right in front of the board.
All right, great. Sounds good. Okay. Anyone else have any questions for that?
No, that sounds good.
All right.
Let me make sure I can share screens. Share. Sharing is not turned on. I'm just going to send a request. Think you guys are looking at the new survey?
Yeah.
Rob, did the board get this link, or did that link stay with us?
I don't know if we put it just got out yesterday, so we'll have to share again the latest one.
Yep. So basically, this survey almost looks identical. There's a couple of small, for lack of knowing the right word, actionable items in the old survey that don't exist in this format. And so I just want to kind of cover that. But our questions, we basically have kept the same opening paragraph. We've added a paragraph here, or a sentence in regards to length of survey. As I'll show you in some of the questions below, the questions in which we had a matrices for each particular field option, like question, I got to go forward more. Like question 6, where we had all of the parks in different information across each one of the columns. In the mobile app, what it does is it breaks it down by each individual park, because if you tried to fit this on a mobile screen, the boxes become too small to check. And so on the mobile app, the survey appears longer while we're asking the same amount of questions. It's just more scrolling associated with it. So we've put a sentence at the front of the at the front of the survey says the survey can be completed on both mobile devices and desktop computers. Due to its length, many responders may find it easier to complete on a desktop. And then we've kept the same. The survey is anonymous. Question 1 functions the same way it did in the old survey application. Question 2 functions the same way it does in the old survey application. And question 3 and 4 function the same way. Rob, one of the things, I know you had started to get comments back on this previously from when we had kind of preliminarily let out the old survey, is the character amount. We have not found a limit in these comment fields. If you type as much as you type, it just starts to scroll. The fields themselves, the size of the fields, we can tell how many lines to show. And so for some things that we want shorter answers, we've shown less lines. For things that we want longer answers on, we've shown more lines. But we've not found a character limit to these yet.
Okay.
Question 5, which parks do organizations use most frequently? That question remains the same. 6 functions very similar to the previous version. The only thing that's different is, if you remember in the old survey application, when you would click on like Andrews Park or Shields Park, it would open a comment field that was directly related to Andrews Park or Shields Park. Now it's just one comment field underneath, and they'll be able to say, Andrews Park, comment XYZ, and then Fields Park, XYZ. So it's not multiple comment boxes. From a visual perspective, it does shorten the survey and kind of makes it a little bit more palatable. They can comment as much as they want about each one of those. And rather than have 2 comment boxes, it's 1 comment box for all of the parks. And Ali, if I'm missing something, because you're more intimately involved with how this survey got changed over, by all means, stop me and tell me, oh, this is different or that's different. 7, in your experience, which park? Okay, thank you. In your experience, which parks are currently in the best condition for play? That question is still the same. Again, one thing I will say is oh no, that's not this question. There's another one here. One of the questions, if you have another comment and you select a box, it does require it. It require you to leave a comment, but it does leave an exclamation point right on the question that you have to answer. So it's pretty user-friendly. Please rate the overall quality of park maintenance in Milton's facilities. This question functions just the same as the previous question did on the other application. Which park would benefit the most from maintenance or improvement? This one functions the same. 10 is another one where it's a matrices. And so this will look different from mobile app to desktop application. But again, all it does is simplify park by park as you scroll through. So you'll be able to select each one. I think it's pretty user friendly. This box is one of the boxes we expected more comment on. So we've given them, is it 20 lines, Ali, here? Yeah, so it's 20 lines of comment area. Because we expect more writing in this particular area, if I go to one that's small, see if this will. I didn't want it to be in a position where you're can't see your whole text in a particular window. So that's why we've made this comment box much larger for this one. You end up losing some of your text if you overwrite here, or it will scroll up depending on which type of comment field it is. Do you believe the town can benefit from more fields? These 3 questions are all the same. Actually, the only difference here is this question used to be multi-staged, question 11. So previously, if you'd say, do you believe this town can benefit from our fields? And you said yes, and then this question would pop up if you said yes. These questions aren't linked to each other anymore. So now if someone was going to say no, they could just say no to this one as well. See, good, it worked. So please enter your comment. I clicked on this that I've had a comment, but I've not put something in there. So if I put a comment, it will accept that field. 14, what do you value most about Milton Rec Parks? That is an open-ended, same as the previous one. One of the ways you improve field availability is field condition. That question's still the same, and 16 is still the same. And that's it. The one thing I would note to the board is that I think our previous survey was 14 questions. The reason that we're up to 16 questions is because some of the questions previously like built on each other, or the comment field was related to a particular question, and we've broken those out now as individuals. And that's really just a functionality of how each one of the survey apps work. It's really asking for the same information as the previous survey did. It just works friendlier between the two apps, between a mobile app and a desktop app. Any questions from the board?
Right. Brian, can you go back to question 10?
Sure can. Yep.
So this question is basically asking what?
What type of maintenance improvements?
So if you think that
Yep.
Kelly Field, what's it say up top? The natural?
National turf or in field. Like,
To make it easier to read on the projector.
it's probably hard to read it. Scheduling,
So
accessibility.
if you're having problems with scheduling, are you supposed to click that box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
And then we ask them to describe any of the improvements that they want to see down here. So there's, what we didn't want to do is just leave it at, I need scheduling improvement, and then not get any more information. We wanted to make it easier to put it in categories for them, so that it's not like just an open-ended, I don't like the oak tree on left field or something like that. What things would really have impact. And then down here, they can give us more detail. So if we want to dig into someone having a scheduling issue, they could say baseball and softball want to play on this field at the same time, and the coaches can never agree, or whatever the case may be. I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there.
Rob, I imagine when this is done, 1, 2, 3 kind of calculates like the yes and no's and sends us something like 50% or 75% yeses. But
Yeah. Now.
Allie, do you want to show that board based on my response yesterday? Is that
I deleted that one because I had to I had to
It's
republish
going to
it.
show all these check boxes. Does it do that, or do we just have to kind of look?
No,
Fail.
it simplifies it into a chart.
It will
Sorry,
go into
Ellie.
the chart. Okay.
Yeah. You can generate.
Survey Monkey or whatever it is now automatically does a lot of this stuff for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So the only big thing is on mobile, these matrix. At least it works and I feel like most people are gonna submit it. And I had asked them to put that at the top. You can go to desktop if you feel it's better, just to have like a top. I didn't want that. I didn't want to be able not to submit it. Most people are gonna stop that regardless.
Right.
So, I don't know what you guys think. I think we're ready to go and send it out at this point. Ryan, just for like timing on this, I also think just knowing our board and everything, I was telling them, just so you guys know, I meet with them weekly. So I meet with them on like a Tuesday. Or is it every 2 weeks? I don't know. It's every week or every 2 weeks. We review whatever they're doing. And then I think it's smart that we continue to meet at this time. They're willing to be here because we get a lot done when we're here. So we can do our check-ins on a monthly basis. So I'm wondering for the survey, Ryan and Allie, if we're ready, we push it out. We push it out today and then leave it open until our next meeting. Maybe we can have a check-in to figure out what that is. And then maybe we have another week or 2 weeks after that, if there's any snafus or anything in it. Does that seem like too long, or is that like a decent plan?
No, I like the plan. I'd like to what I'd like to do is we'll bring up the responses thus far to the board so that we can see, have you had 500 residents respond? Have you had 2,000 residents respond? And then we'll be able to make and evaluate what percentage of your population is that from, the town perspective, and kind of figure out whether, do we need to push more social media,
Yeah,
awareness about it? Do we need the town to post it again for something, or is there more reaching out we need to do? Because it's really important that we get the right cross section of the community. And in my opinion, less important that it closes on one particular week rather than another.
yeah, that sounds good.
So we'll have the survey to start sharing
Yeah, I think we have the link,
within the next.
but we should be able to do it now. Like when we're ready to go, then
Right.
Bonnie can start pushing it out. We can push it out. We can send it to the coaches, whatever. I
So
think-
it's already been tested, obviously, and then on the
Yeah.
phones and everything.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, to be honest, maybe what we should do is kind of like what I did last time. I just pushed it out on Facebook and I literally got like 3 responses back and I was like, oh, this isn't good. So like, you were like, I like kind of shut it down after that. But like the hope is that we've done this once and we should be good to go. So I think we can share, I think we can push it out maybe a little bit and then say, okay, we're good. So, response.
We should send something to the Milton Times.
Yeah, if we can send it today, it might go in next week in time.
Okay.
It usually takes a week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do a little quick little story
yeah.
with the link.
With them. I think we're good to go, Ryan, with the survey. My one question that I have, like, I know you're trying to do multiple things here. I think 2 other pieces of this, like the survey is good to go. Your interviews is a big piece of this too, Ryan. I'm wondering,
Yep.
just for like organization's sake, even if you had like a Google Doc or something with like your interviews that says like, hey, we've done it or we haven't done it, so that like we could see like, hey, we've contacted, like, yes, the first reach out has been there, but the person hasn't like reached back out to you. I think anyone on this board probably has like a way to communicate with the person to get them to, get back to you. I'm just wondering if that would be like a help to you if you're having.
It would.
Like,
And
communicate with
the
anyone.
document already kind of exists. I've created like a spreadsheet that I'm working through,
Okay.
and I just leave myself a note behind whether I've like reached out to them and they haven't called me back, or reached back and I've missed them or something like that, so that I have kind of like a running tally of where I am. So
Okay.
we'll make that shareable to the board. That way, if you see those folks in the runnings of the town, and
Yeah,
you could put a
right.
plug in like, hey, Ryan's trying to reach out. It would be great if you give him a call back. That would be awesome.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I think that would be good. And then I know we spoke about it, like they're basically gearing up for doing this report. It's going to take some time to do the report. And then I guess like the last thing would be, I think the community event that we had was great. Like, how many more community events are we going to do? Right. I guess it would be good to like understand from your perspective what the community engagement is, and if we need to ratchet that up, what do we need to, how to plan that in here too, and where do you see that happening?
I'm gonna bring the schedule back up on the page. Oops. Bring the old schedule that we had originally. This is the schedule that we had from the start of the. I think this is actually in our proposal, and we've marked this up once before, but this is a clean version of it. So just kind of like the task items and stuff that we said we would do. I think right now, just kind of let's see if I can get around this sharing thing. Is that still viewable to the board?
It's hard to read for us. Can you like maximize your screen or zoom in a little bit? It's a little better.
That's not helpful. Is
That's
that
good.
any better, guys?
Yeah, that's good.
So obviously we've had kickoff meeting. We've had documentation, data collection that was going out in the field, pulling old documents. Other than the open space and rec plan, which is currently underway, we have any of the old documents that we have. We've documented the condition of the field. Recreation group data collection, that's reaching out to each one of those rec groups. That's underway. We've gotten feedback from some, but not a significant amount at this point. Project website, my understanding, already exists. if I can work around
Yeah.
this.
Provided information to Bonnie a while ago now. So I don't know, Bonnie, if you guys move forward with that. It was I sent a markup over
Oh, I
with
sorry, that already
You have
existed.
to remind me, Allison, I'm sorry, what was it?
if there's a town project website link for this.
There a
Yeah.
dedicated page for this project?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
great.
And that information, anything you sent me is already on there.
Perfect. Okay.
And the link will go on there, Bonnie?
The link will go on there, yes.
We had our first public meeting. We are not done with public meetings as Rob had mentioned. Survey 123 app has been completed. Some of the community partnership discussions has not necessarily completely happened at this point. Some of the Cunningham conversation has happened. But there's some additional partnerships that I think we'll follow up with, and those have kind of been rerouted to this recreational group data collection page. This also included getting the matrix from Bonnie. Bonnie has sent over a matrix of field use, but we're going to supplement that with our community partnership discussion. Existing conditions mapping has been completed. Oops, wrong thing. Facility evaluation, but facility use has not occurred quite to this point. So part of what educates the facility use evaluation is this community partnership discussion and rec group discussion. And so these two will kind of pile down into facility use evaluation. The facility evaluation has already been completed. And so we're just looking to pair those two together. The main thing that's kind of still, kind of in progress, as we had mentioned, was understanding field demand. And so before we can get to visioning, we need to understand how many fields do we think the community needs? Do we have enough? Do we not have enough? Is there a certain type we need more of? And so these three open task items, the rec group data collection, really the public feedback, including the survey 123 feedback, and the community partnership discussions, all educate that field demand matrix. And the end result of that will hopefully tell us, hey, we need one field, hey, we need two fields, or we need one rectangular field and one baseball field, or whatever the case may be. And that will allow us to finish this facility use evaluation. I had mentioned to Rob, our goal for doing these evaluations is we let the numbers, we do our own evaluation, basically kind of, I don't want to say separate from the board, but without the board. And then we come to the board and say, here's what we found. Does this make sense? And the board will say, hey, I don't think that makes sense. Or, hey, that does make sense. That's also what I've been hearing. And then if it doesn't make sense, we'll go back through all the assumptions we made to get to that number and find where our assumptions were wrong so that we can correct it and then let the numbers just kind of fall out where they are. Once we get to that point, we'll start looking at visioning. Visioning is will be a process of, what facilities maybe are in the worst condition and does it make the sense to do the most improvements to? What facilities provide the most maximum amount for expansion, which I don't think you have a ton of availability for expansion at any of your facilities, or is there new areas that we could expand or build out additional services for? Additional recreational services for that meet the needs of the community. And so I think that's a thing Rob is working on his end. Right now, the rec department had one piece of land that looked like it may have had an opportunity for recreational development. After looking at the topography of the piece of land that we think is available to the rec department, it may not be the most feasible to develop. And so I think Rob is working with the open space and rec group, and when it's the right time, we're happy to attend a meeting with them so that we can see if there's any other land that may be available in the town coffers to help supply or meet the demand of the community. And so that's where we're headed. As far as schedule goes, if we say survey was going to be closed let's see, it's February or it's January now. So we said another 4 weeks, so 6 weeks. Say we mid-February,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
'26, right?
Say that. Oh, geez, it's gonna take me a minute to get used to
We've
that,
all
guys.
done that this week.
You can see that. Yeah, I can manage that. Might want to-
Is this still super small for you guys?
I just can't read that.
Yeah, there you go. That's better.
Sorry, we won't even look at the other chart. So if we say the survey's done by February 26th, our goal should be to complete.
I don't know. I thought previously like it would have been good during the holidays, but we'll just check out.
All of this by 2026 because we'll need all three of these pieces of information together to complete this. So when we take this down here, after we have all three of these, we'll start working on the facility use evaluation, which I don't need more than a month for. I hope to be able to finish that faster than that, but that will give us time to go back to you guys, have a conversation, fine tune it, and close it out. And then we can start on visioning.
How long do you think visioning will take you?
It really depends on it shouldn't take more than a month, Rob. But if it's you know, we want to look at this piece of land, then we realize that doesn't work, and then we want to look over there, you know, it's that portion of like, I think our proposal said that we would look at 2 pieces of properties for improvement and provide one rendering of a property. You know, so that will take us a month. But if we look at 2 pieces of property and we decide neither of those have great feasibility, and the board decides we want to expand that search for additional properties, then obviously that process could take longer. And we won't do the rendering till the end. So the rendering's just, you know, whatever property the board decides is like the favorite and wants to have a piece of public eye candy that we can show what an improvement to this facility would look like. We'll do that. So if that is April, our report is going to be being updated this entire time. So every time we complete a task, we start working on that section of the report. And so I would expect no longer than another month to get this done. And the reason I say it's going to be a month is because we'll wrap up our report based on what happens in the visioning process. We'll issue the report to the board. The board will read the draft report, provide us comment and feedback, make sure the language is appropriate for different entities, make sure we're saying things that make sense with what the board sees. We'll issue a final draft and it'll be presented to the community publicly. As far as where I see public comment happening or where we want to have public meetings, I think we'd like to have one after this February date.
Yeah.
Box. And I'd like to see another one happen after we come up with some initial feasibilities.
Our May is our like typical annual town meeting. I wonder what that date will be, because it would be nice to have it done for that,
Right.
before the annual town meeting. Yeah, so we'll get back to you, Ryan, on that. And maybe if it is possible to align with it, it might be good.
Yeah, this is, you know, I'm walking through this in front of you guys at the moment, just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking. If there's a date we need to hit, we can condense anything that, you know, you want us to condense as far as pushing
I'm just
things through.
thinking it could give an opportunity to make a presentation to town meeting, possibly.
Yep.
From the board with your findings, I think would be good. So we'll get back to you with the date. It's probably, might not even be said.
Right, I have to.
But it's typically.
But if there's like a typical week it is, and we can shoot for that week, then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That
We'll
makes
get
sense. just laying this out, does the board have concerns, comments, questions about schedule? I know
I
it's
think that-
later than we thought, but I just think making sure
No,
we get the
I
right
think it
information
makes
back is
sense.
important.
We can shoot for that May date, but that builds us enough time.
Yeah.
Like to continue to go, and then we'll do our monthly check-ins, and then May 4th, it's early. So that might be the only thing, Ryan, is if like May 4th is, I guess, is when. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes.
We'll have a good idea of where we're at by next meeting.
Okay. Yeah.
If our survey results are great and I've gotten more feedback from our rec groups by that time, I have no problem meeting the May date. If our survey responses are slow and we want to leave it open more, it ends up being 2 months the survey's open and the rec groups are kind of dragging their feet, calling back, then that May date gets a little tougher. But let's by our next meeting, I think we'll have a pretty good idea of where we fall, because we're at that point, we're not getting information from others. We're kind of the steers of our own ship at that point.
Okay.
Ryan, do you think by the end of maybe next week, you can let us know who you haven't had a chance to talk to yet?
Yep.
And then that way we can help with that process. So
I'll get a document that's shareable available by the end of next week, and I'll have Rob share that with you guys, or we'll put on that Google Doc. I'm not as familiar with what we did last time, Rob, but Ali will help me, and we'll get something up and running so we can share it with the whole board.
Yeah, perfect. I think just for community engagement, I think it makes sense, Ron. Like I would shoot for 2 at least, so that we would have 1 for after all your surveys back and all the public feedback to present that. And then obviously during your visioning, I would think you'd want to put another one, right? And I think that looks good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To revise this in like the actual format rather than writing on top of it, and I'll send it back to you guys. Just so
This all seems good and workable. Good plan ahead.
Great. Anything else we were supposed to cover, Rob?
I don't think so. I think we this looks good.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Everyone have a good morning.
If we could do we could get it done by town meeting.
Yeah.
It's like a big opportunity because that only happens once a year. And I guess we could potentially do like a fall one or something, but it's not typically like a time to like present.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's unfortunate, it's like once a year, but
Yeah.
But that's 5 months. I guess it's really 4 months away. But I don't know.
Nothing else, we can give an update, maybe on
Sure.
time and there's like some results of our survey come back with.
Next topic is Lower Guile Turf Project. Where do we sit with it?
So nothing back from a decision, put it that way. You guys would have known about that. But I am meeting with an electrical contractor who's proposed to do all the electrical work there. We have a building down there right behind Piatelli. It's like a red building, and he's going to check out the capacity, whether we have to build another small structure to hold all the electrical from the field that's coming in, the scoreboard and all the lights. I'll let you guys know what happens. It's
Getting the lights. I scope was on front electricity. But
I'm thinking solar for the scoreboard. I'd like to.
scoreboards use much electricity, but whatever. Either way.
So that's all I have with Lower Guile. It's all based on the decision, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. CPC update, that's with all the projects have been approved except the Ward Park one. I think that's still working. They're still, we had some comments from our last meeting on that project. And some discussion back and forth. I think it's next Monday. Scott McKay is going to come for the board. It's a big one because they got a bond and all that. So if they will get approved. So that's the update.
Rob, what about other projects like from the past, from even when I was on the board? Like, any projects like kicking off or starting?
It's been a challenge for some of the board, like, you know, it's a lot always on the applicants that have like come to do it. So now, and we've also lost an admin. We don't have an admin anymore. There's no more admin, so we've lost that component. So the town's looking to hire that person just to figure out. So there's like an inventory list, and then there's so many things, like, you know, like the bridge over at Post, like that's been out there forever.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What about Forbes? Like, how was Forbes doing? Like,
so yeah, I think they're moving on that, but so I think we have an inventory of stuff, and then they continue to go back. Like I know Pete Jackson continues to seek out if people are moving, and there's only so much time.
we have to, because there's projects that are years old. Have they started?
Yeah, if they haven't, the money should get pushed back or whatever.
We just bought all the equipment for Pebbly.
Okay.
And we saved money by doing it before 2026. So the Pebbly playground, sorry.
Oh, who bought that? The town?
But there was money in past years from.
That's really moving forward then. That's.
Yeah, but now we have to, now it's going to go out to bid for installation though. That's the.
Did they ever?
Yes.
He's gonna help with that.
Yeah. So I just figured I'd give you an update on Pebbly that the equipment, they saved some decent money by buying it this year.
I should say some decent money for him too.
You have on this agenda item any budget updates? You've already discussed some of them.
Yeah, our budget went in front of the warrant committee. I don't know if you saw that in the last meeting, and they just, they noticed we had turned some money back at the end of the year out of our general. So basically, there was questions sent out to Kevin and I as to, why this was left. And, we just sent a response back to, we didn't use as much water. It was a, rainy season, and there was some discussions about moving some money around. So we might revise slightly the general budget just to reallocate where more funds are needed in the general now, just to reflect more current needs. We've saved some money maybe on the electrical with the new lights that were installed with down the field. So, we're saving a little money here. So maybe we can move some more into general maintenance, grounds maintenance, where we need it more, and, we could do more with. So the ask will be the same for the budget.
Different locate,
just reallocate
different buckets.
to more, a more precise look.
We didn't know if you guys saw it on the.
We did, and I think
there was something in the Milton Times about it too.
Yeah, I mean, even more so that we continue to connect with other committees and whatever, it would be helpful. Even when we do the survey and stuff, we're going out to that. I don't mind also for as a piece of this going to the one committee, be like, listen, here's some of our results back from this. With hey, this is the real time data that people in town. Just to kind of help within the conversation, we can do that. And then I think Brian mentioned about the open space and rec that you guys know that committee that you're on.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. But I've been in touch with planning board.
Have they hired
to get that and allocate funding for that? So they said you're gonna sit. And I said I'm willing to go sit in front of the board or go help out on it, but we need to have better communication to get this done. And I would bring mine or whatever to that board as well to get people talking, to be like, listen, if they're doing the survey right now, we also need to know. I asked Meredith, I was like, listen, we know about the one parcel that the town owns. There's also the parcel that's over by about by Nature Minette. That's really it. and I don't even, so we can also like put that back out to Ryan. I don't know what is possible there. So that was like the one other parcel. My guess is they're gonna come back, they're gonna pick two parcels, something's gonna be unexistent that they're gonna want to pay, right?
So that committee is still like ground level.
Nothing.
So no architects and fix. That's a year,
No, it's way behind.
Started with Bill Clark.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
that was 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was whenever Tim Zielinski was here. And so, yeah, it needs to get done in order to get grant funding too. Like it's like a step that needs to happen. So, they know. I've been like adamant about it.
Yeah.
So I think, if we don't, you should hear soon, like that committee should be done. I think like trying to get funding for the consultant. It's been so long. Couldn't even try to get it done, but it needs to get done. So, continue to work.
Yeah. Maybe
All right.
help us to know what the funding for the consultant.
I think it's like 10 grand or something extra, which is like, yeah. And Nick's like trying to, and they know, so it's like, okay, we're gonna go. She's asked for it, and maybe the priority, where it sits.
Just for clarification, we're okay with, I just want to make sure the board's okay if we reallocate those funds around on the general, just for,
Yeah.
yeah.
Managers report.
Actually, so I'll just give you a quick, it's kind of CPC, but it's, so the dugouts were all shipped to Folsham. They installed them at their warehouse, at their location. 2 of them were dented in the shipping. They already sent them back. They already got them back. They built them up there. It could happen today. They could start installing today because today's a nice day. They were supposed to do it this week, but the weather's been awful. So if you see them out at Kelly today, that will be a good thing. Yeah, and that's the last thing they have to do. So that's really all I have with mine today. Yes.
We start back tomorrow night with our winter youth basketball, Friday night basketball. Snowball starts back up as well. And then we are starting our Irish Step Thursday at Cunningham. So, and then we've got a couple of middle school IT events we're running in the meantime. So that's it for us.
We did have CPR babysitting over
yeah.
the winter break. That was very well attended. I had a wait list for that, so we're definitely going to try to attend, run another one
Thanks.
in February over February break. Yeah, thank you to Coastal. They did a great service. We had 2 EMTs on site and then Andrew also for the good part of it. And everybody did a great job. And we had pizza midday. We did it as a 1-day clinic this time. Usually we break it up into 2 days. So we tried it this time as a 1-day and just a break for lunch with pizza and whatnot. And we also had Sean Hutchison, our team coordinator, attend so he could get recertified for CPR and worked out wonderful. So that was a great success. And we used the old firehouse versus using the Cunningham. It was great.
That's fantastic.
And it was so handy for me to just run back and forth too, you know?
That's probably located.
Cunningham charge you for Irish Step? Yeah. We just gave him 200.
Anything else from the board? It's a new year. Is there any other, I guess my question to you guys is, any goals or priorities for this year? Obviously, you don't mind. Trying to get this thing done.
Let's
Yeah.
Yeah.
2026, that's fine.
2026, let's find
Make it happen.
But that's great that the dugouts are going in. To your point, we just got to make sure that to use the CPC money well, it's being spent. Things are good.
Yeah.
I remember when it's about 3 years into that, or 2.5 years into that, we all kind of, I remember the meeting, I remember it, and we all kind of realized that, yeah, we need to start,
Yes.
you start losing track of the money that you sent, and we didn't really have a process set up to do that, so.
And the good news is, like, it's not like that, those people are sitting on the money or whatever, right? But it's just sitting. And then, like, that's the one, like the bridge, it's right by our house.
So
Why isn't that
what
happening?
is the whole?
I don't know. We don't even know. It was a Concom that wanted to do that. And they were gonna have like Northeastern Engineering do it, and God knows how, it's been for years, so,
As soon as I get the money, I just
yeah.
pounce.
We've been very good about
You know what I mean?
it.
Right.
We just get it. I just want it. Like,
Yeah. we did.
100%,
Yeah,
you're
it's almost like the fund should have an
They
expiration.
do,
Oh, okay.
they do, but it's like,
Yeah.
you also have to be reasonable for like, so it's probably close, you
Yeah.
know, how many years it is. But that's only.
Right.
And that's usually, there's funds set aside for the CPC two to have an admin, and the admin is supposed to help the committee out, and we don't have that.
Okay.
And they're trying to hire, which I think will help. It will help.
What's the name of the man behind the bridge project? Kevin, you know who he is.
Peter Junkier. Yeah.
We should let him know. Sure, there's been a couple of things on the town. The chart. You know?
Look at that. That's a good sign.
It's done.
When are we gonna meet?
Oh, how about next meeting? How about that? How about if we continue that? The first week of February would be good for me.
That'd be the 5th.
Does that work?
That works for me.
Works for me.
What was the date?
February 5th.
So we didn't want to meet after the survey was completed. I'm just,
No, I think
That-
I think what we want to do is before. Like, so we have 4 weeks.
Okay.
Check in, they're gonna give us an update, and then we can say after that meeting, we can say, hey, there's another week, basically,
right.
right? To like push it out again, like
Okay.
another push for it. So I think that makes sense.
All right.
And who knows, like, yeah, this is Sunday, February 15th. So we have a little bit more than a week to do it. But that makes sense to me, and then they'll continue to have checking, whatever. We'll see how it goes. The biggest thing I think is getting those interviews. Is
Right.
is like,
I mean,
if people don't call back or whatever.
right, but they might not just
We
because
can call.
they don't fully.
I did have Gaelic football call me and said, "Is this guy legit?"
Yeah.
Really?
So,
I said, call him back. So I'll yeah, no. And he did. He did call back. So.
So I think that's probably what.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
All right, meeting. adjourned.
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor, yes.
Yes.
Yes.